Well, hello everyone. Thanks for watching the QB show. We're happy to have you here, formerly Radio Free QuickBooks, of course. I'll be one of your hosts for the evening. My name is Woody Adams. I'm a product specialist with Intuit, and though I do work for Intuit, anything I do or say on the show might not necessarily reflect what Intuit does or says. Well, usually, though, it's pretty close. But I have to say that just from a legal standpoint, of course, so we're safe to go. But on with us tonight, before we bring on our guests, if you're on the chat, you can probably see him already. We'll bring him in a second. But if you're watching throughout the week, you'll see too. But of course, Stacy Kildall, Don Brolin are on as well. Stacy, how's it going there tonight in the Mitten?
You know what? It's very cold. I hate to talk about the weather, but we've got the polar vortex back, and so also we had a crazy storm hit the other day. I was trying to get my kids out the door at my sister's house on Sunday, and they were doing their thing where they like drag their feet and take them forever, and I'm really glad they did because we had 3-inch hail. My windshield is completely shattered. Oh, look, there's my kitten. There's the Clilly. So we had 3-inch hail, so I have to get my windshield replaced, and I have giant dents all over my truck. So that's what's been happening here. I've been doing app reviews for the App Center. That's what I did all day today. Never got out of bed until I had to shower for the show so I could look presentable for today. So I literally worked from my bed all day today in my pajamas doing app reviews. Dawn, how's it going with you, sister?
I don't do that. I get to spend all day today and all day yesterday with an IRS auditor, and I will again tomorrow, and then again next week. And so I'm like defending the world from the IRS.
Nice.
And unfortunately, it requires me to get dressed, and I'm not really a big fan of that. I'll be honest.
I'm not either.
Dressing up.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
I like my jammies.
But I will say that I do like the rate I'm able to bill at. So there's a trade-off for everything.
Right.
Well, if you guys can remember back, one of our last shows as Radio Free QuickBooks, we had both Jill Ward and Jim McGinnis on as they were doing the handoff where Jim was going to take over the Accountant Advisor Group, or AAG, in most things QBO and QuickBooks. So Jim is actually back on with us tonight, so we'd like to welcome Jim McGinnis in the house on the QB show and live from Australia, although he is in the future. Jim, how's it going there?
He is in the future.
I'm very bright.
So it's going well?
It's going great, yeah. Yes, very good to be here in Australia, but also on the show.
Awesome. And I think we're having a little audio. You guys hearing that too, Stacy and Don? I can hear some of the words. A
little bit.
Yep.
You know what? Just go. Let's just run with it. You just talk, Jim.
Jim, just talk, baby.
Yep. And what I was wondering, Jim, is if you could kind of reintroduce yourself to the audience and then why you're in Australia, and we'll take it from there.
That sounds great. So, again, I've been leading the group, handed it over. Gosh, it's been more than 6 months. It's been an amazing speed. We're working with all over the world. And I'm here in Australia this week with Caroline Donahue,
nice.
Who's the Chief Marketing Officer and of sales. She and I spent the meeting with the team. It's a nearly brand, and to know later today I'm meeting with a number of Australian accountants. So what a great opportunity to get back to Sydney. I remember from the last show here, so it's like coming home for me.
Nice.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, it sounds great over there. I always hear fantastic stories. I think even Stacy, you've been over there too, doing some quote-unquote Australian city tours.
I was last year. I was there last May, and I just want to tell you, Jim, I'm very jealous of the Australian Shiraz that you are probably partaking in. And would you do me a favor and you tell Ms. Donahue that I said, "What's up?" And I can't wait to see her in October. I do love that woman, so tell her I said hello.
Awesome. And Jim, let me ask you this. So I know tonight we're going to talk about QuickBooks Connect, the big shindig we're having in San Jose, October 21st to 23rd, or 21st to 24th, coming up here. And we'll talk about that. But I was wondering, since you're over in Australia now, and you've been doing this for over 6 months now as leading AAG, how's QuickBooks Online doing, outside of the U.S.?
Great question, Woody. In fact, with how it's doing outside of the U.S., we're a really big way this year, and we've seen some amazing growth. Australia is our second fastest. For only India, I think, in terms of number of new subscribers coming on. You guys made a joke on that I'm in the future, but in many ways, Australia is. It is country's entire world, and it's one of the most mobile developed countries. When you walk up and down the streets of Sydney, you see mobile phones in everybody's hand. So it's a great place for us about all the benefits of QuickBooks Online for small businesses, and here take those learnings back to the States. So we're obviously bringing some of the Intuit culture and some approach new organization here. But the really exciting thing is to see all the from here to the UK and back to the United States. Very fun.
Nice.
No, it's awesome. Good to hear. I'm sure it's been over there for a while now. I think we were in our 3rd year globally, I think, for QBO, I believe, or well on our way.
It's in the 3rd year. In the past couple of months, we put on more subscribers than we did in the first couple of years. So
wow,
the growth is.
No, that's awesome. And back in the States, of course, and what we wanted to talk about tonight, coming up at the end of October, QuickBooks Connect. Can you kind of break down, why QuickBooks Connect, where it came from, and then really who is it for, and then maybe we can ask some more detailed questions about the actual conference.
Great question, Woody. We are excited about QuickBooks Connect. We were thinking about the future of the QuickBooks ecosystem about a year ago or so after the VIP Summit. We've been very active participants in a lot of accounting shows. We've had smaller developer shows. We've not really done anything in a big way for small businesses, and we decided, I think it's time for us to bring together the ecosystem. Developers, small businesses, and accountants come together and have individual tracks where they can learn stuff that's particularly relevant to them. But the real thing is, by having them all together in one place at one time, magic is going to happen. So, for 21 through 23rd, San Jose, first ever QB Connect.
Awesome, and I know that I remember we had Joe Woodard come on a few weeks ago, and he said that he's putting together a lot of the training sessions or tracks for accountants. Can you talk a little bit more of that?
Yeah, Joe Woodard is a fantastic partner for years on new high activities. He's been helpers and such. And really help us develop the accountant track and exciting. He understands what they want and what they want to learn. So he's helping us, and obviously the main accountant days, also a pre-day where there's a chance to get certified and really have a focus set.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that. And we'll take a break here, Jim, and thanks. For a second, Chris Repetto has just joined us over public relations for Account Advisor Group and Intuit. Chris, thanks for coming on the QB Show. How you doing there in New Jersey, yeah?
I'm doing great, thanks, Woody. Sorry I'm late. Stacy told me 7:45, so I thought I was actually early. But I'm glad to be here anyway.
No, it's great.
You're right on time, buddy.
Yeah, perfect timing. Again, we're pretty informal and loose here, as you know. But Jim came on very early. He's over in Australia tomorrow morning, so we wanted to take advantage and get going with him as soon as we could, knowing how busy he is and things like that.
He was a full day early.
Yeah.
He's in the future.
Yeah. So if Jim were to tell me if the Red Sox won last night, which would be Tuesday night or tonight, would I be able to still make a bet and would it happen? Does that continuum thing work or no?
I think you would destroy all the space-time continuum if you were to do anything in the future.
The flux capacitor would explode.
That's it.
I always wonder about that because he's already gone through Tuesday night and technically they played. My guess is they probably lost, but I just was wondering if that was the case. I'm still going to watch it tonight, of course. So, Chris, we've been talking to Jim about QB Connect. First, we were talking about QuickBooks Online Global and how he said in Australia they've had more subscribers, twice as many as in the first two years, just in this last 12 months, which is just awesome. Now we're talking about QuickBooks Connect. We gotten through the part where he's talked about Joe Woodard and how Joe's going to come in and do a lot of the training. From your perspective, what can you tell us about QuickBooks Connect?
Yeah, I think that's a good setup too, because when you think about the growth of the product, QuickBooks Online, and how it's becoming a platform and it's growing out into an ecosystem, the same way that the product is bringing in developers, accountants, and small businesses under one roof, under one product, so that they can benefit each other and help each other. We're doing that physically. We're bringing together the ecosystem in one place in a way that's never been done before. This isn't an accounting show. It's not a small business show. It's not a developer jam or show. It's all those things wrapped into one, with the extra benefit of not only each of these audiences showing up and getting better at what they do by what they experience at the show through training and learning from us, but they're also going to learn from each other and connect with each other. That's why we call it QuickBooks Connect. So it's really a unique opportunity for accountants to engage with small businesses and developers, and small businesses to engage with accountants, and vice versa. So we're really excited about it, and we think that Intuit has a unique opportunity to bring these three together.
Exactly, and I know that Wednesday is a really big day. I saw the hours of the conference are like 7:30 in the morning to 10 at night, and I believe, is that the day when, and maybe Jim, we can go to you for this, and then have Chris chime in as well. Is that the day where ProAdvisors bring in their clients, or everybody is there at one time?
That's right. That's the day when the keynote speakers will be kicking off a channel with Intuit executives. And then there's kind of a Main Street concept going on. People will be able to connect each other who love accounting science, have a chance to see it all together.
Okay, awesome. And Chris, Monday and Tuesday, I mean, so, and then there's Thursday. So what is really the breakdown? How would it be organized if I was a developer, say, or client versus ProAdvisor, like Don or Stacy going?
Yeah, so I've talked about the show, and it's kind of like throwing a wedding for 3 or 4 different couples simultaneously under the same tent. And all those couples are kind of related. So we're trying to throw like the most memorable party for everybody at the same time, and at some points they're separate, some points they're together. But I can walk through the week for you, and hopefully this makes sense. So on Monday, October 20th, and Tuesday morning, that's kind of the Joe Woodard Scaling New Heights QuickBooks deep dive for folks that want to come in and get certification training on QuickBooks Desktop and some kind of benefit of the cloud type conversations. On Tuesday is kind of the pre-conference day. So you've got accountants and developers coming in for specific training for their tracks, QBO, QuickBooks Online certification training, some developer hackathon where they can learn how to develop on the QBO ecosystem, right to the QuickBooks API, get feedback and test their apps and build their apps right there at the show. Wednesday is the day when everything comes together. It's the big small business day. There's additional accountant track training, there's developer training, but that's when the keynotes with Arianna Huffington and Mark Andreessen, Scott Cook, Brad Smith, Bill Rancic, all the big names will be speaking at that day. And it's not, they each get an hour and a half keynotes, so you're going to be sitting there watching them all day. but it's more of a TED conference meets user conference type of thing where, quick keynotes, panel discussions, really rapid moving. We've kind of taken everything we've learned from every other conference we've all ever been to and then threw it out and said, okay, how can we do it different, better, more unique, kind of take all the best elements but kind of put a unique stamp on it. And then Wednesday night, huge party, big band, can't disclose who it is, but it's going to be awesome. And then Thursday, in the morning, there will be a Intuit Catalyst event, which is basically everything Intuit has learned about innovation over the last 3 decades. We're going to give to you, we're going to share with you. I know, Dawn and Stacey, you went to a Catalyst event last year, and it's basically learning how to use Design for Delight, learning about customer empathy. And there's workshops and ways that you can take these skills and take these tools and then go back to your business and utilize Intuit's innovation practices in your business and learn how to test quickly and fail and learn and iterate. Do all the things that we do in our company, you can do it in your company.
So I have a question, and this is one of the questions that I have gotten. I have had a few ProAdvisors contact me about. What they want to know is, first and foremost, if they've already attended Scaling New Heights, they're wondering what's the difference with the training that's going to be happening before the actual conference. So if they've already gone to, say, Dawn's advanced certification training at Scaling New Heights, are they going to need to attend that same training? Because I know Dawn is presenting at QuickBooks Connect in October. And then and I'll let you answer that, and then I have another question for after.
Okay, so yeah, there is some crossover in the training and the QuickBooks certification, and the thing about QuickBooks Connect is it's not just about QuickBooks products. Scaling New Heights is where you go to get ProAdvisor training, but there's also going to be tons of soft skill training around how to use social media. Ron Baker is coming in to talk about value pricing. There's going to be a ton of sessions on how to collaborate with your clients, how to be a better counselor and better advisor to your clients, how to grow your practice through social media. So there's the skills of how to use the product, but that's only a part of it. There's also a huge part, and that's why it's for small businesses and developers and entrepreneurs. There's going to be sessions and trainings and workshops on just how to be a better small business, how to build a website. Entrepreneurs, how to build a business plan, how to get VC funding. Developers, how to build to the QuickBooks API. So each track will have its own specific training, but there's also a ton of soft skills. Of every group will walk out of there being better at what they do by attending this show.
Nice. So, and thank you. And then my next question that I have been getting from a couple of ProAdvisors is they are wondering what they're wondering is for their clients, because they want to tell their clients about it, because like you mentioned, this is accounting professionals, small businesses, as well as third-party developers. When should they tell their small business clients to come? Obviously, they may not want to be there for the pre-conference events to get certified or some of that stuff, or maybe they might want to.
Yeah.
But when would be the best time for their clients to attend and for them to bring their clients out for the event?
So we know that small businesses are busy. We know that shutting down and putting the closed sign on your front door for a small business for 3 days is crazy. So the October 22nd, the Wednesday of that week, is really the day that small businesses would attend the show. That's when all of the like I said, the Tuesday is a pre-conference for accountants and developers. Wednesday is the day of the conference, so that'll be the day that small businesses would want to be there. And we encourage them to come early and stay late, stay through the party. It's going to be epic.
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 And we know how to throw parties, Stacey.
The rumor, I cannot confirm or deny, but the rumor has it that you guys do know how to throw a party. So that's all I'm going to say. So then my next question is third-party developers. My personal question, because my practice is really specific to talking to small businesses and doing workflow consulting and helping them find the best apps to help them run their business. So, and I'm not looking for like any names about specific sponsors or third-party developers or exhibitors or anything like that, but if a small business or an accounting professional came, are they going to have a chance to kind of interact with some of the developers that are there? Because I know there's like a hackathon for the developers, and not really interested too much in the details of that, but for the third-party developers that are going to be there, how are they going to be able to interact with the small businesses as well as the accounting professionals?
Yeah, so we spent a lot of time trying to figure out the name of the show. And when we came up with what the show was all about, it was about bringing these three groups together in ways that they can interact and learn from each other and benefit from each other. That's how we came up with QuickBooks Connect. So yes, there'll be tons of opportunity and workshops, and we've floated ideas around even like a Match.com where a small business or an accountant can say, I need an app that does X. And a developer can be right there and say, I can build that for you today. And so those kind of things about, developers have a ton of opportunity to interact with accountants and small businesses. They'll have a great opportunity to interact with developers to figure out how to make each other more successful, and that's what this is all about.
That's pretty interesting. See, now I'm getting even more excited about the fact that I really only have to do a panel discussion and I get to really spend the time as an attendee. So thank you for that. I'm going to have to send an email to Joe to tell him thank you for only asking me to do a panel discussion. Seriously, I'm really excited about that. Dawn,
nice.
Woody, do you guys have any other questions about that? VIP Summit, any questions about that? The Catalyst event, you guys have any questions?
No, I love your questions. I think you have great questions, and they're questions I would have asked, but I don't have to because you are a great question asker. That's what I'm calling it.
I'm a very
You're
good
a great question asker.
Or interviewer.
Okay, listen. Okay, you want to be? You're gonna be that. Woody.
Yes. So, and I had another question for Jim, and again, thanks, Jim, for coming on the show tonight and for your patience there. Do you see a lot of folks from overseas coming to QuickBooks Connect? I mean, are you guys talking it up over there? Is there any buzz about it?
Yeah, a great question. Every long conference around the world. The group we expect to come out in force, however, are the Canadians. Toronto just isn't that far away.
Right.
It's been very quick there, and they're very excited to come. So we're looking for ways to have a big and special welcome for our customers. But we'll have folks from India, from the UK, from Australia, maybe even some looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah, we're all excited about it. Can't wait. That's all the questions I had, though. I mean, I know we had.
I think we want to just talk about how folks who are interested can go register for the site or for the show.
Yes, exactly. So where would they go?
We can do a screen share if you.
Sure.
Ooh, you know what? She's always got the right idea.
Chris, do you know how to do a screen share? If not, Woody or myself could do it.
I can do it.
I barely got into the chat, so.
Well, Dawn does a screen share by moving her webcam to her other monitor.
Okay, ready? Yep. So here's how I do it.
That's a screen share, which kind of is a screen share, but not really what we're talking about.
Okay. Woody and I had the show one time. I think Stacy was sick. Might have been sick that time, and so Woody's like, "Can you do a screen share?" I'm like, "Yeah, hang on a second." So I just take my MacBook and I show the screen. I think it's great.
I'm going to go ahead and look for it. QB Connect Conference. Look, I Googled it right in my Google there, and there it is.
Can I just make a note about that?
You guys can see it.
Can I rabbit hole that for a moment?
No, wait. Before you do, I'm going to say one thing. The website, the direct website, is QuickBooksConnect.com.
Sure.
All you have to do is QuickBooksConnect.com, and I will post a link up on our YouTube page or on our Facebook page if you need to. But it's really simple. And then you guys just relaunched the site yesterday morning. So,
yeah, I like it.
Which is one of the reasons why we're having you on the show, and I really want to thank you guys for taking the time to do this. So I'm gonna zip it and let Woody screen share. Oh no, Dawn wanted to say something.
Well, I'm gonna rabbit hole for a moment. I'm actually not gonna really rabbit hole. What I'm gonna do is provide everyone with a little bit of a the best part of what, when you go to these events, is the education you get on the side and some things that you may learn when you go. So here's one of them. If you're not sure, you can use Google. That is one of the most profound and best pieces of advice that I could ever give anyone. Now, if everyone did that, I would be out of business. But so be that, right? Everyone's just not going to do it, right? But if you can't get the QuickBooksConnect.com thing, you can totally Google it.
You can Google it. That's what I did.
As Richard Ropa would say, you could use the Googler.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, going for it. Chris, I'll let you talk finally. Now that Dawn and I are done, and then I'll let Woody preach.
Well,
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
the marketer in me wants to get back to talking about the show, but yeah. So it's QuickBooksConnect.com, and pricing for the show. We've extended the early bird pricing through August 15th, so you've got a chance to get in there at the $169 level, which is based on the price for other accounting or small business shows. It's really affordable. We weren't, we want to knock down any barrier for folks to come to the show because we think it's going to be really exciting, really awesome. So we want to make it as easy as possible for folks to attend. The reason we relaunched the site today or yesterday was, and the announcement went out that Ariana Huffington is going to be one of the main stage speakers. Mark Andreessen is another main stage speaker. Bill Rancic. So the folks that are on the main stage are really worth the price of admission. Then you add in all the connecting and all the sessions, and I think I spoke to Joe Woodard yesterday. 23 hours of CPE credit available.
Wow.
At the different sessions. So tell me a reason not to go, right? And just the buzz about the show has been amazing so far. I just checked this morning, 26,000 hits to the homepage, and
wow.
Just really, we soft launched it a month ago with really not a ton of detail, but there's a ton of interest in this thing. We're not going to sell out. We want as many people there as we can get, but it's going to be a great event. We're really excited about it.
Oh, I like they got a QuickBooks for contractors, QuickBooks for nonprofits, QuickBooks at year end. That's awesome. Mastering inventory. That's great. Tips and tricks. Always love that.
Yeah, and that's most of the Monday stuff is QuickBooks focused. Once you get into Tuesday and Wednesday, it gets more into the, like I said, just how to be a better accountant, how to be a better small business.
Right, definitely.
I want to learn how to be a better small business.
Yeah, you can do both. You can jump back and forth.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, once I get done with the panel, I really don't know what I'm going to do. I'm torn.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And now here's my question too. Is you guys the event is in San Jose, and then you guys also, like, there's no, when you go register, it's just for the event, but you guys do give travel and accommodation recommendations as well, correct?
Yeah, when you register on the site, there'll be links for all that stuff.
Okay, cool.
I was just thinking about when you were talking about the booths and the trade show floor. Just to go back to, I can't wait to see this stuff. I've only seen kind of the drawings of what they're going to do to the convention center. You're not even going to know you're in a convention center. And when you think about going to the trade show, it's not going to look like a trade show. We have ideas around building small business storefronts. So you'll actually walk into a store and talk to the people who run that store. And that could be a developer, could be an accountant, could be T-Sheets, could be whoever. But it's just going to have a whole look and feel of a main street. And we're going to have
cool.
We're building a park inside the convention center with a chessboard and hammocks and trees and a connect door.
Hammock.
So, and that's going to be where people can get together and connect. So, it's just the way that we're doing it and the way that the design team is creating. Like I said, go to every trade show you've ever been to, and don't do that. Do something cooler and different and better, and that's what we're doing. So it's going to be awesome.
I have a question.
Okay. Okay.
Can you reserve a hammock?
Yeah.
It's important. Is there an extra fee for something like that?
There is an extra fee, and after you're in the hammock for 2.5 days, Dawn, we're going to have to roll you out of there.
There'll be marks that will never go away, I'm sure of it.
So
That's
all I
awesome.
can think of is, do you guys remember the Simpsons episode where you're like, you go down to the hammock district? Because if you guys are going to have a hammock district at the exhibit hall, that's where Dawn and I are going to live, in the hammock district. So if anybody needs to find us at QBC, at the QB Connect, hashtag QB Connect, Dawn and I will be in the hammock district. Just so you know.
You got it.
Nice. I can't wait to see
Office
that.
hours in the hammock.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
But Jim, any other thoughts or anything we haven't really addressed that you wanted to get across regarding QB Connect or QBO in general?
No, I'm excited for QB Connect. This is something that we now for years really stamp on and once we start getting going, we can make it the very best. It's going to be bigger, more exciting than before. And another thing I would do is I would encourage keep coming back to the QuickBooks website, even if they've already signed up, because we'll be in that more speakers, more events, more activities, more news. So, and I'm not saying what it is right now, but there will be some very, very important news at the event. If you want to, the person like to be here, what happens? It's going to be the.
Awesome. Can't wait for that. Yeah, I figure there's going to be some good stuff coming around that time regarding QBO, so I'm excited to hear that and other things attached to that. I mean, I'm kind of speaking cryptically, but it's going to be really neat. I'm excited for that. And, yeah, I did not know about the hammocks, so that really kind of locks me in for attending for sure. I know Donna Duncan was going to have me go anyway. I hope to play somehow of a small role there, but the hammocks are come on, you can't. And
No.
The fact that we're building a park in there, that's just awesome. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just concerned as to how many Vine videos one can really create from a hammock. I'll find out. I'll find out.
You'll find out. I think there's going to be a Vine wall at the show too, so you'll be able to see right away.
Right, I'll be able to find out what the hammock limit is on Vine.
I got to go talk to Cara DeFreitas and confirm that we're having hammocks, because now I feel like we're
I
committed.
know,
You're in. It's
now
committed.
we're committed on the hammocks.
And,
Right.
yeah, hopefully.
What's the hammock budget? Are we over?
Are we over on the hammock budget?
Better double it, Repetto.
Uh-oh.
Double down on the hammock budget.
I think you just lost your VIP Summit gifts. We're doing hammocks instead.
That's fine. That's
Our
fine.
gift, Chris
I'm
Repetto.
fine with that.
Come on.
Oh, that's great.
Oh boy. All right. So, anything else? Do you guys want to share with us? I've gotten all my questions answered. John, Woody, do you have any other questions?
No, I just wanted to point out before Jim and Chris go, it's more QuickBooks Online related, is that the internally it's version 76, but last Friday on the 25th we rolled out enhancements that we do monthly. And there's some great stuff in QuickBooks Online that hopefully people have been enjoying, and there's a short video on that on the QB Show YouTube page, Accountant VIP site, LinkedIn, Twitter. So if it's about 5 minutes long, just shows what is the new stuff did we add to QuickBooks Online. And Stacy, something very near and dear to your heart, the ability to group items by type or date or activity on an invoice when you print it out or send it. So that's really sweet. That's back, I know.
That's very exciting. I'm very.
So it's in the details a lot of times, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that, and I know Jim's a big push behind this. We're getting a lot of that stuff back in QuickBooks Online in the new version of QBO. Yeah. So for those that migrated from the old one, you know, that kind of stuff. So.
And you know what? I
Right.
just want to say, I am still on Classic QBO.
Really?
Yes, and here's why, and I mentioned this before. I sent an email specifically to the migration team, to ask them if I could be the very last one migrated
right.
to the new QBO, because, you know, irony. I mean, for a very long time, I have been referred to, not by my choice, as the QBO queen. Kathy Iconis, and I kind of like this, refers to me as the QBO godmother, which I sort of prefer that. Because when I think of the QBO queen, I think of like Queen Elizabeth, and she's kind of, you know, a little old and haggard now. And when I think of like a godmother, I think of like a fairy godmother with all like pink and princessy. So at this point, I want to be the last one on QBO Classic so that I can say, so I have that like in my pocket where I can say like, hey, I was the last one. So I'm still on Classic, and I'm going to hold on to that as long as I can now, even though I do love the new QBO. And so what I'm hoping is that when I do get migrated over, I have all of the like latest and greatest stuff that's coming out. So I want to wait till the very last second to get it.
Nice.
I know.
Now, Jim, actually, that brings up a.
Everybody's killed all.
What?
He's got their thing, buddy.
It's my jam. It's my game.
I have to ask Jim this because as far as I know, I thought that the Classic QBO is going to be gone on the 31st of July. Is that still the case, or are we pushing it out to roll over more?
No, I think that's still the plan. One more, well, I can't keep track of it. I don't know which time zone it is. Either 1 or 2 days, depending on where you live.
Well, that's awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So I you know, and maybe, Stacy, I'm sure we'll have those that we're just going to move their realms over later, but it's pretty exciting to see the end of that, and then you know we've had the new one out for a while. I mean, so we all know and we've seen it and used it for a while, but just to be able to completely let go of the old and move on, or the Classic, and move on with the new updated and rocking version of QBO is pretty exciting, you know. So I'm thrilled about that. Seems like it's all coming together.
Everybody.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, Chris, do you have anything else you would like to share about this shindig, which is a big deal? I mean, not that I want to compare it to something like, you know, Comic-Con or CES or anything like that, but this is going to be like kind of a big deal. I mean, you guys have some big names. You've got Bill Rancic and Ariana Huffington. You've got some really, you know, some big names. I'm hoping the band, I'm just going to say, I'm going to put on record, I'm hoping the band is the Holy Triumvirate and that it's my Canadian brethren, Rush. I'm not going to hold my breath, but maybe it's Jack White, maybe it's some White Stripes, I don't know. Either way, I'll be fine, but if it's Rush, I swear to God, you guys are probably going to have to call like an ambulance because I will probably pass out. I'm just saying.
We don't do that with you anymore. We're done. I'm all done with that.
We didn't call an ambulance. We called a cab.
No, but I will just put someone else responsible.
That's fine. But we didn't call an ambulance. We took a cab to that ER. I'm just saying.
We took a maniac driving cab.
Yeah, we did. So anyway, Chris, do you have anything like last thing you want to leave our viewers with?
I can't confirm or deny that it's Rush, but no. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it's not. But no, it'll be good. Well, it'll be kick-ass. Couple things. If you go to the site QuickBooksConnect.com, there's an account. There's a PDF booklet really that you can download that Joe put together, which gives you all the detail you need to know about the accounting tracks.
Nice.
The different speakers, everything. And when Joe and I put together the speaker list, we looked at two things. You know, we looked at the best rated speakers from across the industry. Who were the biggest names? Who were the best and most entertaining and most educational speakers? So the sessions are going to be the all-star team, basically. And then we looked at how we use it. We said, let's not have them go present the same PowerPoint they presented at Flag and at Fleeter and at 20 other shows that people have seen. Awesome. So we're getting the best speakers, we're getting fresh content, and we're using folks in different ways. Like that's why Stacey's on a panel instead of giving a session. So putting people together in different groups, getting people to talk about the industry, talk about what's important, but it'll be all fresh content, so that's a great thing. And then I'll leave you with this. I mean, when we're putting the show together, we're trying to figure out word association. What are the words that we want people to walk away with when they leave the show? And connect obviously was one, educate was one, and inspire was the third one. And if people walk out of there connected, educated, and inspired, then we've done our job. And the program we put together, we feel really confident that that's what we're going to do. So we hope to see everybody there. It's going to be an awesome event, and that's it.
Awesome. I give you 2 thumbs up.
Right back
I think because we had to take the hammock budget up, we're going to take the band budget down. Every once in a while, Chris Repetto pops up with his guitar, I guess, when there's a connection problem. So I think, Chris, maybe you could be the band.
That's it. Yeah. Hammocks are Rush. What's it going to be?
Say, I would want to see the Repetto Band. That's not the name of it, but I call it the Repetto Band.
The Repetto Band.
Let's get Woody and I a little duet.
Oh, very nice.
We'll do hammocks, and then Chris and I will play. I think that's fair. And then free beer.
How about you guys?
I'm on board.
You guys play.
I'll never leave.
I say Chris and Woody play, and everybody watches them from the hammocks.
Yeah.
All kidding aside, there is an idea to have a guy playing guitar in the park. And
nice.
I raise my hand as that. I'll do that.
I'll do that.
Nice.
Be like, I'll do that. I can do that.
Well,
Woody just
Jim and
free
go
beer.
ahead,
Good plan.
I know that's a pipe dream, but I always try to throw that in there at the end. You never know. Jim and Chris, we appreciate you guys coming on the show and just kind of getting more into the details of QuickBooks Connect. QuickBooksConnect.com. You can find out everything there, from training to the sessions, the days you want to attend. You'll definitely want to be there for Wednesday, but if you are an accountant or a ProAdvisor, or you even went to Scaling New Heights, or you plan on going to Sleater, go there Monday and Tuesday as well. I love the deep dive QuickBooks training on the Monday, so I'm looking forward to that, and the Catalyst and some of the other ancillary events. So it just sounds like a phenomenal event, and we yet probably don't even know all the other stuff that's going to happen. So it sounds just like an ultimate experience. I can't wait now, after listening to you guys talk about it. Now I have a better, clearer view of what it's going to be like, and I think there'll be a lot of surprises. Any last final words, and I think we'll just close the show. Again, Jim, I wanted to thank you for taking your time, for dialing in from Australia. But Don?
Well, yeah, first of all, Intuit never does anything halfway, so I can guarantee, I'll say that, I'll put a stamp of approval on that Intuit never does anything halfway. Everything they do is top notch. Anytime they're involved in anything, it's always really, really awesome, and you walk away like that was a great event, a great time. They just don't hold back. I wanted to comment on Chris Repetto's, the color of his room that he's in, which I believe is his office. I really like that color. So
nice.
I'm thinking about maybe putting that in my I call it the fireplace room.
Can I tell you something? Every time I do a video conference, all the women on the other side go, "What is the color of that room? I love that color." So I don't even know. My wife picked it out. It's some sort of greenish thing.
Yeah, but it's
like
nice.
a sage.
Slate?
Like a sage green.
Yeah, I would say that's also fair. Chris, I haven't seen you in a while, so I just want to say that it's a pleasure to see you and say hello.
Likewise.
I like the hair. I'm just gonna throw that out there because I like shorter haired dudes like Jim. Jim's hair looks great. I feel bad they didn't even give him a picture in his hotel room. Just so unfair. I mean, next time I'm gonna make sure somebody puts a picture in your suitcase that you can take with you because you deserve that, right? And I really do want to thank you because I know it's tomorrow. And I'm really confused about where I am and what's happening in my life right now. Like, I don't even know where I am. But I'm really pumped. It's always awesome to hang out and talk with you. And you know things that we don't know, which angers us, to be totally honest.
It does not.
Same with Repetto. You guys know things. We want to know them. And but we appreciate the code of silence. And
that's because we live in the future, Don. And
I know, that's the thing. Like, you can't tell us today what's going to happen tomorrow because then you would ruin everything. I get it.
Red Sox lose.
No.
Now, don't get crazy. We'll shut you right off. Fuck you now.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you today.
Bye, Jim.
All right, Jim. Thanks again.
Thanks, Jim. That's awesome.
Bye,
That is
Chris.
awesome.
All right, thanks, guys.
Leaving
Thank
too.
you, guys.
Oh, Stads.
What's wrong?
Don't leave. We're gonna hang out for a couple more minutes.
What's wrong? I'm gonna fix it for you. We have 15 more minutes. What do you guys want to chit chat about?
What are we gonna chat about?
We got 15 minutes. We're amongst friends.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about, Dawn?
Am I staying? Should I leave? I don't know.
You should stay.
You
You have to
stay.
see now.
I feel like a third wheel a little bit.
Oh
No.
no!
No,
I'm only
no, man.
I'm
Oh,
actually
no.
fourth wheel. You stay. Woody's
No,
like,
Chris,
are you kidding
Chris,
me?
it'll be great to have you on for a bit because this is part of the show where I usually tune out. So it'll be nice. You can kind of fill in a little.
I just want to let you guys know. I just want to say this so far, my favorite YouTube show. Like my favorite YouTube show that we've done. This is it. It's
But could you
amazing.
hear Jim? Could you hear him clearly? Was it just my internet connection?
No, he was a little sketchy, but that's okay. It's
All
okay.
right.
He was in the
sounded like
future,
that.
and you can't
No, I know.
rely
It
on
sounded
the.
like the future. It sounded like Stephen Hawking a little, and then a little bit in the future. But that's why I wish we'd heard the bits that weren't there because there was some really good stuff in it, and I had a few more questions to ask. But
Can we retake that in post production? Have him repeat?
If we need to, I can edit. I can. We can if you would like.
I tried to repeat what I thought he said but sometimes it's a little bit confusing. But
I think that,
must say what he says.
No,
Yeah.
I know, and it's good. And you did the details, but I love having him on the show. That's the thing. So and I know it was the connection and that he's over in Australia and stuff, but
He's
man,
on
it's
the
just
other
gonna be a
side of the
blast.
planet. Like we're here,
yeah.
and he's all the way over here. So,
Yeah.
it's all good.
I do have a question for
We're
Chris.
Done.
just so you guys know, we're still live. You guys
I know.
know that, right? Okay.
All right.
Just wanted to make sure everybody knew. We're still live on the air.
Did I say something wrong?
No.
Okay.
Dawn, you have a question. Go.
Well, I just, hey, we got a couple minutes, and I love, first of all, your pictures on your wall. I see the kids playing some baseball back there.
That's Zach and that's Tyler.
Yeah. Look at all the baseballs you got up there.
I like baseball.
How about that? You collect baseballs.
Dawn likes baseball too.
Yeah. So I want to hear a little bit about that. Or if you don't want to reveal.
Oh, about those are autographed baseballs. I've got Reggie Jackson, Brooks Robinson, Willie Mays, Whitey Ford, Catfish Hunter,
Wow.
Paul Blair, a couple
Nice.
of people I used to work with. I used to work for Madison Square Garden, so I got a couple.
Well, those are all signed by those guys?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
You have that insured, right? Part of the home insurance or something?
it's a rider. I've got Joe DiMaggio. I've got a bunch of cool
Oh,
stuff.
wow, that's awesome.
But most of them are in a box. Most of the signed pictures are downstairs in a box because my wife only gave me this wall to decorate our house. So.
That's all you got, buddy.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
here 4 feet by 4
I'm
feet.
getting stared at. She's looking at me right now.
I love the fact that he's got signed baseballs and I've got a signed picture of Chewbacca and Lando Calrissian behind me. It was like he was speaking in another language while he was like mentioning baseball players, and I'm
I
like,
did see you glaze over a little bit.
yeah, and I'm like, hey, I have Lando Calrissian and Chewbacca. That's what I got, and also maybe Geddy Lee.
Here you go, right there.
Brad Smith,
Brad
we got
Smith.
that for you.
Nice.
I got him to sign that for you, honey bunny.
I know. I love that guy. I want to put. I would if I didn't have the signatures on them, I would bring this and play with him.
Brad Smith will be at QuickBooks Connect.
He
Really?
and I are going to maybe get some time to play some football.
Nice.
I
Don.
might tackle him, though, if we got to make some rules. Maybe it has to be flag football,
Don.
not full contact.
He does P90X every morning at 5:30.
He crushed me and killed me where I stood,
He
but I
will
wouldn't
house
care.
you, Brolin.
he'd kill me. The guy would kill me. But you know what?
Like this.
He loves me, so he might not. He might not.
He might take it easy on you.
He might be nice.
Hey, Don.
Yeah, buddy.
The QBO release, the one we did last Friday, you can now resize your logo, just so you know.
See, you know what? The crying babies always get the milk.
I'm just saying. I mean, you can't have two logos, but you can resize the logo. You can mess around with the logo.
That's where we're going. See?
And also, you don't have to word wrap. You know, when you print out stuff on some of the fields on invoices and stuff, it actually all the description fits. Everything fits in the line. It actually does its own word wrap. You don't have to it doesn't bleed over onto some fictitious line that gets created. That kind of stuff we added. Don't worry, Stacy. I'll show this in product next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, that's a good one. Yeah.
And you know what? Just real quick note. Remember back in the day, at one point, I mentioned to Stacy that the fields in QBO you can't do the calculator thing.
No, you can do that. You've always been able to do that.
I wasn't done. That's what you got, you guys.
But you've always been able to do that.
Okay, but the problem with the reason why people think it can't be done, because as soon as you hit the plus sign, this red error code comes up. What you have to do is just persevere through it.
Right.
Keep going, and it works. So that's where I think maybe some people just get confused. So I want to just, for those of you out there who are in disbelief, it does work.
It does work, and it just doesn't work like desktop. So at least when So it doesn't give you the running tape like it does. So it'll show 40 plus 40. It'll actually show you what you're typing in, and then it doesn't actually math. It doesn't actually do the mathing until you hit the tab button, and then it will math for you. Yeah.
And so I guess what I was just doing was giving a tip.
Yeah.
For those of us who are not used to that method, you'll be okay. Blue Jays, Red Sox, 1-1. Listen, I'll just tell you what about the Sox. We may totally suck this year.
I don't care. We won last year.
I don't care.
You totally suck this year.
You know what?
We
can't win all the time.
We can't win all the time. 3 times in 10 years. I mean, come on.
Come on.
Hey,
what are you?
Red Sox fans talking about how we can't win all the time?
What are you guys talking about? Are you guys talking about baseball?
I'll be in a hurry.
I'm just saying. Just saying. We gotta let other people win, Woody.
Desktop, schmesktop.
I know, really? The Yankees are I don't know. I'm not going to say it on air quite yet. There's, QBO, and then there's desktop, and then there's Yankees, and there's Red Sox. So, but we're not going to go there because it's just like everything else. It really is. Mac, PC, it's always a battle. But that's what makes us America. What makes us America, Woody?
Yeah. There's a solution. We have a solution. Intuit has a small business solution for what you need. And,
it doesn't matter who you are or who you vote for.
If you want to install software, if you want to install software like some kind of caveman, that's fine. We're going to provide that for you. But if you want to be online with the rest of the world progressing and moving on, QBO's for you.
Wait, I have one comment to make. Wait. Did you guys see my tweet? So I had to open up QuickBooks 2012 today, and it was like I opened up QuickBooks 2001. It's been so long since I've opened up QuickBooks 2012. I literally was like, oh.
We can totally do another desktop QBO battle if that's what
I was like, this is such a blast from the
when
past.
When are we going to do that again? We got to do that.
Let's totally do it again because I got a whole new list.
Let's do it next week. We'll do it next week.
Yeah, let's do it next week.
Right on.
We'll do next week. But
we'll demo version 76 and then we'll go into it.
Don't worry about it.
But when I opened up 2012 this morning, I was like, what is this? I had to double check to make sure that I had only opened up 2012 because it looked so old. I swear to God, I thought I had opened up 2005. I was like, what is this? This looks like my grandma's QuickBooks. It was
wow.
It was it was.
You know what? You're starting to lose your mind now. Now started to officially lose your ever-loving mind.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
All right.
It's awesome.
Next week we'll do QBD, QBO, V2.
Probably the big thing was you actually were able to find the shit you were trying to do. I'm just going to throw that out there.
You just swore. You've never sworn on the show, and you just swore on the show. Oh,
Repetto! He hates me. Listen, I already was banned from the last show. I already know.
All right.
That's cool. And again,
Chris.
Chris, thanks for coming on and helping out. And I think we really broke down QuickBooks Connect, so we're psyched.
Thanks for having me. You know, I tweeted out today, and Stacy said, "Oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
This is like a mega, mega show. It's not just an accounting show." So hopefully that your viewers all have the same idea that this is going to be something unique that they've never been to before, and it's going to be everything they love about the shows they go to, plus a million other things. So.
Oh yeah. And a big shout out and thanks to Jim. Technology stuff aside, it was great having him on, seeing his face,
absolutely.
and I'm excited to see him in October. That's going to be really exciting.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right,
Awesome.
#hammock, and we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
See you next week.